think they didn't notice you? Oh, they noticed. Every glance, every whisper, every little mistake. They cataloged it. They smiled when you stumbled, laughed when you faltered. You thought it was random, innocent, harmless. But it wasn't. It never is. They targeted you. Yes, you. The one they said was too quiet. The one they said was too strong. The one they knew wouldn't he break until the cracks started showing. Do you feel it yet? The itch at the back of your skull, the shadow under your eyes, that cold, crawling suspicion that someone is playing a game. And guess what? You're the main prize. And the joke is they think you're alone in your panic, alone in your fear. But oh, you've got eyes now, and teeth, and a mind sharper than their little traps, their fake smiles, their staged apologies. Tick-tock, they've been watching, waiting, underestimating. And that is where you strike. Because the moment you realize you were never the victim, you were the lesson, and lessons are meant to be learned the hard way. You didn't see it at first. Of course you didn't. It's not supposed to be seen. The trap is never obvious. It started with little things. A glance that lingered too long. A whisper that carried just the right weight. They measured you. Every twitch, every hesitation, every moment you thought you were free. You were already inside their maze. And you walked right in, step by step, inch by inch, thinking it was chance, luck, coincidence. Oh, how deliciously naive. The world around you was never random. It was staged, scripted, designed for one purpose, to test you. You feel it now, don't you? The prickling at the back of your neck, the shadows that seem to linger even when the lights are on, the subtle sense that someone or something is always watching. And they are always the eyes you never noticed, the smiles hiding knives, the small traps laid in corners, in words, in glances, the invisible strings pulling at your mind, your choices, your very heartbeat. You try to shrug it off, rationalize. This is normal, you tell yourself, but normal doesn't make your pulse jump when a door creaks behind you. Normal doesn't make the reflection in the glass seem wrong. Normal doesn't whisper softly when the room is empty. You're ours now. Oh, they enjoy it. They laugh behind closed doors, counting every subtle failure, every blink, every slip, every second you spent thinking you were ahead. Because the joke is that you were never the hunter. You were the target. But don't get too comfortable in your fear. Fear is a warm blanket, comfortable, familiar. They want you calm enough to walk into their next trap, confident enough to smile while the knife swings. You think you're alone? Alone in the dark, in the corner, in the maze of invisible eyes? No, you are never alone. Not when invisible strings tug at your mind. Not when every friend, every stranger, every shadow might be watching. And here's the delicious part. The moment you realize it, the moment you see the pattern, the design, the control, you start to feel it, don't you? That spark, that itching awareness, that first taste of power. Because targets can become predators. But first you need to see every camera hidden in plain sight, every smile that masks a blade, every word designed to make you flinch. Welcome to the invisible hunt. And now, the game truly begins. Do you recognize them? The ones who smile in your face, the ones who say the words you want to hear, the ones you thought were allies. Look closer, really look. The smiles aren't smiles, they're masks. Thin, delicate, crafted to fool you. And you bought it. Funny, isn't it? The same people who whispered promises, the same people who swore loyalty, were stacking the pieces against you the whole time. You called them friends, fools, and yet they were all part of the design. A paradox, a cruel puzzle, because the closer they pretended to be, the further they actually were. You think you know them? No, you don't even know yourself. Your reactions, your instincts, they guided you straight into the maze. The maze built by what? Who? By monsters hiding behind human faces. See how it bends? Reality twists when you expect warmth, and find only cold calculations. Every laugh, every comforting word, a trap disguised as kindness. And there you were, stepping willingly, blind, naive, desperate to believe in the ordinary. While they sharpened their knives, smoothed their edges, perfected the art of betrayal. It's beautiful in a horrifying way, like watching a puppet dance and realizing the strings were attached to you. Do you feel it yet? The unease crawling under your skin, the itch in your mind that tells you something is off. Something is wrong, something is deadly. Good, let it grow. The paradox exists to awaken you, to teach you the rules they never wanted you to know, to make you wonder, to make you doubt, to finally see through the masks. And here's the delicious irony. The very people who fooled you are the same ones who will scream the loudest when you finally take off your mask, when you stop pretending, when you embrace the chaos they feared you would. Because now you begin to understand. The paradox isn't theirs, it's yours, and you get to play with it. The hunter becomes aware, the joke turns, and the mask starts slipping. Do you feel it? That subtle cracking beneath your feet. The quiet splitting of what you thought was real. Everything you trusted, twisting, fracturing, breaking. It starts small. A word that doesn't fit. A glance that lingers too long. A silence that screams louder than any noise. And then, the fractures widen. A door that opens when it shouldn't. A shadow where none should fall. The whispers you thought were imagination suddenly seem deliberate. You thought you were careful. You thought you saw the signs. Ha! How adorably optimistic. The fractures don't ask for permission. They don't wait for you to catch up. They simply appear. Every ally you leaned on, every friendly smile, every comforting touch. A layer peels away. You look behind the mask and see the truth. Monsters dressed in human skin, crawling in the corners of your life, grinning, waiting, hungry. And your reflection, does it still belong to you? Or is it just another mask, one you've been forced to wear to survive? The cracks whisper, the fractures taunt. You can't escape, not yet. Every step forward feels unstable. Every decision, a calculated risk. Do you want to break, to fall into the chaos? Of course you do. Everyone does, but that is their trap. The fracture is a lesson, a mirror held up to your fears, to your mistakes, to your own weakness. But here's the delicious part. The fracture also shows the way. Through the cracks, light sneaks in. Through the pain, awareness blooms. Through the chaos, opportunity waits. And oh, it's intoxicating. The moment you realize the world isn't what it seemed, that nothing was meant to protect you, that every thread in the web was spun for you, and now you see it. The fracture isn't the end. It's the beginning. The first taste of power. The first whisper of control you never knew you had. Because when the world breaks, when the masks fall, when reality shatters, you don't just survive. You adapt, you evolve, you smile. The fracture is yours, and soon, the fracture will be theirs. Ah, now you're learning, not in a classroom, not from books, not from teachers or rules. This is a graduation of a darker sort, a secret one. Every fracture, every trap, every smile that hid a blade. They were lessons, and you were the student, the one they didn't think would pass. Do you feel it yet? The subtle shift beneath your skin, the awareness creeping in like smoke, the thrill of realizing you were never powerless. They taught you without knowing, tested you without consent, pushed you to the edge. And oh, how beautifully you balanced, danced, survived. This graduation, it's not about applause, it's about understanding, seeing the web for what it truly is, and smiling. Every rule they hid, every secret they whispered, you deciphered. Every illusion they spun, you unraveled. Every attempt to control you, you reversed. And here's the delicious irony. The same people who thought they were molding you were shaping nothing but your awakening. They gave you the tools, and you sharpened them. You start to see patterns now, weaknesses, opportunities, the little cracks in their perfect little lives, the places where their arrogance spills, where their confidence blinds them. You feel stronger, don't you? Not just in body, but in mind, in ways they never imagined. Every whispered lie, every hidden camera, every attempt to break you made you more. And the best part? They don't even know you've graduated. They think the lesson continues, that you're still their obedient student, waiting to stumble. But you're no student anymore. You've learned the rules. You've read between the lines. You've turned their game into your playground. Do you see it now? Every fracture, every paradox, every trap was just a test. And you passed with honors. This is the moment, the secret graduation, where fear turns into strategy, confusion turns into insight, and weakness turns into power. Smile. They thought they controlled you, but the lesson, the final lesson, was yours to take. And soon, they'll be the ones learning from you. Do you feel it yet? That growl beneath your ribs, that flicker in your chest, the part of you they never saw coming. The monster, your monster, hiding patiently behind a mask of civility, waiting, watching, hungry. They thought fear was enough, that anxiety would break you, that isolation would make you fragile. Oh, how wrong they were. Fear only sharpened you, isolation only focused you, and every attempt to crush you awakened this darkness you now call your own. It's delicious, the way it coils around your mind, slow, patient, whispering, play, strike, enjoy. Every instinct they trained you to suppress, every doubt they implanted, it all melts away, replaced by the monster, by power, by intent. Do you see them now? The ones who watched you suffer, who smiled while you flinched, who thought you were nothing. How small they look from here, how fragile, how deliciously human. The monster teaches patience, teaches cruelty, teaches timing. It's a predator's curriculum, and you are the pupil who finally understands. You start experimenting. Little things first. A whisper here, a subtle misdirection there. They react, predictable, foolish, exposed. And with every reaction, your smile grows. A twitch, a tilt, a slow, wicked grin. Because here's the secret they never saw coming. The monster isn't just survival. It's strategy. It's control. It's the knowledge that chaos is yours to wield. And you are the only one holding the blade. Do you like it? The taste of power creeping through your veins. The thrill of knowing they underestimated you. The anticipation of seeing their perfect little world crumble. All because you embraced the darkness. All because you let the monster out. Ah, yes, the monster. Not a curse, not an accident, a gift, a tool. A reminder that sometimes you have to become the nightmare to survive the day. And now, with the monster awake, the hunt begins anew, but this time, the predator wears your face. Do you hear that? The sound of strings snapping, the soft, delicate hum of control unraveling, the puppeteer, the one who thought they held all the power. They're trembling now. Oh, how they underestimated you. Every plan, every scheme, every little game, you saw it, all of it. And now, you're not. Just free. You're the one pulling the strings. Do you remember the smiles they hid behind? The whispers meant to manipulate you. The shadows they thought concealed their secrets. All gone, exposed, naked. Every secret weapon they had turned back on them. It's exquisite. The chaos builds like a storm. And you are the calm in the eye, watching them scramble, confused, panicked, begging without knowing for mercy you will never give. You orchestrate it quietly, a nudge here, a suggestion there, a glance that freezes their bravado. The panic spreads like wildfire, and oh, the delicious irony. They never suspected the target would become the predator. Every ally you thought was loyal, every voice you trusted, they crumble under your gaze, every puppet dangling from their strings. You cut free or manipulate until the whole stage trembles. You laugh, don't you? Softly at first, then louder, deliriously. The sound echoes off the walls of their empire, and they can't find it. That laughter, that madness, it's over, but not really, because it's never truly over. The puppeteer can try to recover, to rebuild, to regain control, but the lesson is learned. The hunter has become the architect. The predator controls the maze. And the beauty? The beauty is that chaos isn't messy, not when you orchestrate it, not when every move, every whisper, every fall is deliberate. You decide who rises, who falls, who suffers, and who laughs last. They thought power was theirs. They thought the world obeyed them. Ha, fools. The world obeys no one, except the one who understands the rules and plays them perfectly. The puppeteer falls, strings severed, control lost, and in the silence, in the aftermath, you stand, unchallenged, dominant, the nightmare you once feared, now wearing your face, and they will remember every smile you mimic, every move you predict, every shadow you occupy. The fall is complete, and the joke is, they never knew it was coming. Ah, here we are, the final act, the moment you've been waiting for. The crescendo of whispers, cracks, fractures, and shadows, all leading here. Do you feel it? The world at your fingertips, every misstep, every betrayal, every secret they kept from you. You've turned into fuel for your fire. And oh, how brightly it burns. Look around, see the chaos you've sown, the puppets scattered, tangled in the strings they thought they controlled. Every carefully constructed lie, unraveled. Every hidden weapon, used against its owner. Every gaze once filled with confidence, now trembles with fear. It's intoxicating, isn't it? The way their desperation smells, the way their control slips through their fingers, the delicious terror that dances in their eyes. And they don't even know why. Not yet. They never do. But you do. You see everything, every angle, every weakness, every tiny fracture in their carefully polished worlds, and you exploit it, slowly, deliberately, like a maestro conducting a symphony of collapse. Do you remember how it started? The invisible traps, the subtle manipulations, the feeling of being hunted. Ah, sweet irony. Now you are the predator. Now every shadow, every whisper, every fleeting glance is yours. You dictate fear. You orchestrate panic. You sculpt chaos into a masterpiece. And they thought they were safe. They thought they were untouchable. The hubris, the arrogance. It's beautiful in its stupidity. The very thing that made them strong was the thing that made them weak. The laughter starts softly, a trickle at first, a tickle at the edges of your mouth, then louder, deeper, uncontrollable. It fills the empty halls, the abandoned streets, the ruined stages of their illusions. Your laughter isn't just sound, it's a weapon, a herald, a reminder that the game, the world, was never theirs to win. And as you laugh, you notice the subtle changes, the way they shrink in your presence, the way their words falter, the way the air itself seems to bend around you. Every step they take, you anticipate. Every thought they hide, you read. Every heartbeat, you feel. Power isn't just control, it's awareness. It's understanding. It's knowing the exact moment to strike and the exact moment to let them suffer, to watch them squirm, to watch them wonder what hit them, while you stand, calm, smiling, unshaken. And here's the thing they'll never realize. It's not just revenge, not just chaos, not just a joke. It's poetry, a masterpiece written in fractures, shadows, and whispers. And the main character, the one who survives, the one who thrives, is you. Do you see their faces now? The fear, the awe, the recognition that the joke, the cruel, beautiful, twisted joke, was never theirs. It was yours, and it always was. You moved through the remnants of their control. Every shattered illusion, every broken promise, every twisted smile they used to hide behind. You claim it, own it, breathe it in. And then, the final act, the laugh, not a giggle, not a chuckle, not a whisper. The final laugh, loud, unrestrained, echoing across empty streets, broken rooms, shattered dreams. It fills the void. It consumes the darkness. It leaves nothing behind, except you. Ah, yes, the predator, the architect, the shadow they never saw, the nightmare, now wearing your face, and the beauty of it all, they will never forget. Every glance at an empty hallway, every shadow in a room, every whispered word that seems too familiar, it will haunt them for the rest of their lives. But you walk away, smiling, unchained, unapologetic. Because in the end, the final laugh was always yours. And now, the world knows it. Tick-tock, the joke's finished. Or perhaps, it's only just begun.
You're still lost. Never mind. Let's move on. They said, know your place. You dragged them into hell instead, didn't you? You see, they thought they could control you, tell you where you belong, when all they did was dig their own graves. They thought they had power. Now they're gonna learn what happens when you break the rules they set. The fire you lit, it's coming for them, burning their lives to ashes. They warned you, didn't they? Know your place. They said it like they knew what your limits were. But you don't play by their rules. Hell, you don't even know what a limit is. You've been pushed, humiliated, boxed in. But what did you do? You didn't just take it. You turned it. You turned their words into weapons, and now you're the nightmare they can't wake up from. They thought they were safe in their little world of control. You were just the pawn they could move, manipulate, silence. But you've always been a king, even when they tried to bury you in the dirt. And now, when they call for mercy, it's too late. Hell doesn't offer mercy. You drag them into the fire. And trust me, no one walks out unscathed. They had a place for you, didn't they? A box with a label, a name tag. This is where you belong. But the moment you stepped out of that box, you set off a chain reaction, a storm they can't stop. They thought they had you cornered, trapped. Well, guess what? You're the one with the key. And now, they're the ones trapped in a nightmare of their own making. The hell you've unleashed, it's a one-way ticket. No return. They underestimated you, didn't they? They thought they could break you, silence you, crush you beneath their boot. But you made their boot the weapon that pushed them straight into the flames. You're not just surviving anymore. You're rising. And that place they told you to stay in, it's burning down with them inside. So keep walking, because the fire's just getting started. And this time, it's their turn to burn. They built walls to trap you, but every brick they stacked just gave you a better view of their downfall. Funny, isn't it? The ones who told you to kneel now crawl through the ashes of their own arrogance. You were never meant to fit in their world. You were built to break it, to turn order into smoke, to turn silence into thunder. You weren't born in fire. You became it. And now it's too late for apologies. Too late for second chances. Still watching. Good. Because this isn't just a speech. It's a warning. A whisper from the dark. A voice they thought they silenced, but couldn't. They trained you to obey, conditioned you to fall in line. But every command, every insult, every closed door was fuel. And now, the engine's roaring, and the brakes are gone. You're not stopping. Not now. Not ever. And tell me, why should you? After all the nights you bled in silence, After all the masks you wore to hide the chaos inside, why should you stop when they're the ones screaming now? Who are you again? Wait, it doesn't matter. Because what matters is what you've become. A lesson wrapped in fire, dressed in vengeance. They thought they could bury you. What they didn't realize is you were a seed. And now the roots of your revenge are cracking their foundations. This isn't just payback, it's prophecy. And every time they close their eyes, they'll hear your footsteps. Every mirror they look into will whisper your name. You didn't just rise, you returned, louder, darker, unstoppable. So next time the world says, know your place, laugh, tilt your head, smile like the storm you are, and answer with fire. They wanted a puppet. What they got was a storm. You didn't follow the blueprint. They just watched you tear it apart with a grin. You walk differently now, talk differently, because pain shaped your voice. Betrayal taught your silence, and now even your shadow makes them nervous. They whisper behind closed doors, hoping the monster they created forgets their names. But monsters like you don't forget. You engrave memories and scars. You ever wonder why they're so quiet now? Because they hear your name in thunder. They see your face in their nightmares. And the scariest part, you haven't even started yet. This isn't revenge. It's not a comeback. It's a new era. One where you don't wait for doors to open. You kick them off their hinges. One where your pain isn't your weakness. It's your weapon. And you hold it like art. Another viewer break, Joker-style hook. Still breathing, still here. Huh, good. You're one of the few who get it. Because this isn't just noise. This is a reckoning. And no one survives a storm while standing on a lie. Oh, and if you're wondering, who am I to say all this? Let's just say, I've seen what happens when the quiet ones stop being polite. They thought silence would save them, thought if they stopped mentioning your name, the storm would pass. But storms don't fade, they wait. And you've been patient, too patient. Now it's time to collect. Not revenge, no, something worse. Justice dipped in madness, wrapped in the calm of your smile. They crowned themselves kings in a kingdom of mirrors. But mirrors crack, and when they shatter, guess whose reflection is the last thing they see? Yours. The one they buried, the one they mocked, the one they fear now in silence and prayer. But prayers don't work here, not anymore. You were never the hero, never needed the spotlight or the applause. You were the shadow moving just out of sight, the breath on their neck when they thought they were safe. You didn't need a sword. Your presence was the weapon. And now you speak and the air shifts. You move and the ground remembers your weight. Still watching. Thought so. You see, the ones who feel this, really feel this, they don't scroll away. They stare. They listen. Because somewhere deep down, they've tasted the same fire. They've worn the same chains. And like you, they learned to love the sound of them breaking. They dressed you in failure, hoping you'd wear it like shame, but you tailored it into a crown. They called you lost, but you were just hunting. And now they run. They run from what they made, from the thing they said would never rise again. Oh, and by the way, who are you? Huh? Okay, forget it. Let's keep going. Because this isn't about names. This isn't about faces. This is about what happens when you give the wrong soul the right pain, when you hand fire to someone who learned to bleed cold. What happens next isn't pretty. It's poetic and brutal and exactly what they deserve. You don't need to scream anymore. Your silence is loud enough. Your walk is a warning. Your story, still being written, in smoke and ruins. And each chapter burns hotter than the last. They wanted a lesson. They got a legend. Not the kind that saves the day, but the kind that rewrites the whole damn book. You walk past them now, and they flinch. Not because you say anything, but because you don't. Because silence from someone like you is a prophecy, and they know something's coming. They used to laugh at you. Now they whisper your name like a curse. Eyes wide, hearts racing, pretending they forgot, but checking over their shoulders just in case. Because somewhere deep in their bones, they know you're not a memory. You're a reckoning dressed in skin. And what they built, it was paper, thin, fragile, held together with lies and handshakes. But you were the match. And now they're watching everything they once called power turn to ash beneath your footsteps. You didn't ask for this war. No, you were dragged into it, pushed, mocked, cornered. And now you own the battlefield. You wear pain like a badge, walk through fire like it's air. And the monsters, the ones they warned you about, they hide when they hear you coming. Still watching, still locked in. Good. That means you're not like them. You see it, don't you? The way people change when the masks fall off. The way they scatter when truth walks. In wearing your face. And you stopped playing fair. You stopped asking for a seat. Now you bring your own chair, set it on their tables. And when they speak, you smile and flip the whole thing over. Because you never wanted a place at their table. You came to build your own kingdom on their ruins. They called you unstable. They called you crazy. But guess what? It was never madness. It was clarity. Clarity so sharp it cut through every lie they fed you. Every limit they chained to your name. You didn't snap. You woke up. And now, you're not trying to be understood. You're here to be remembered. Not for the pain you carried, but for the chaos you became. And if anyone still doubts who you are, point to the wreckage, to the broken smiles, to the towers turned to dust. That's your signature now. A warning dressed as a legacy. You don't speak to be heard. You speak to echo. And your echo, it shakes bones. By the way, who are you, Han? Okay, leave it. Let's continue. You didn't lose your mind. You sharpened it. In silence, while they danced in circles, drunk on their own lies. While they posted smiles and whispered poison, you were building. Quietly, ruthlessly, turning every insult into ammunition, every scar into strategy. They thought you were done, that the silence meant surrender. But silence from you, that's a signal. That's the part before the sky splits, before the ground opens, before hell itself stands up and claps. And now they're watching you with wide eyes and locked jaws, wondering, how did we miss this? But they didn't miss it. They ignored it. And now, it's too late to pray, too late to run. You're not the same anymore. You're the version of yourself that doesn't break, doesn't beg, doesn't blink. By the way, are you still with me? Huh? Oh, wait. Doesn't matter. You're not just watching this. You feel this, don't you? Yeah, I thought so. You never wanted the crown. You wanted the thunder. You were never chasing peace. You were becoming the storm. You didn't want attention. You wanted impact. And now you have it. Every room you walk into shifts. Every word you drop, a fuse. They told you to move on. You chose to move through the fire, through the doubt, through the mess they made, wearing a smile like it didn't burn. But you walked through it all and came out laughing, because that's what scares them the most. Not the anger, not the pain, the laughter, the way you enjoyed the chaos, the way you found rhythm in destruction, grace in vengeance, poetry in war. And now, you're not hiding. You're hunting. You see, some people want to be saved. Others want to be remembered. And you'll be unforgettable. Not for being kind, not for playing nice, but for showing them what happens when the wrong person is broken the right way. They handed you fire, hoping you'd burn out. But you didn't burn out. You became it. They wanted ashes. Instead, they got an inferno. So go on, walk tall, smile wide. Let them whisper, let them watch, because the show's not over. It's just beginning. They thought the worst you could do was come back. But you didn't just return. You evolved. They expected the same version they left behind. Broken, timid, apologetic. But you came back unrecognizable. Sharper, colder, louder, without ever raising your voice. And now, they look at you like a ghost, but not the kind that fades, the kind that haunts. You've become the moment they all fear, the ripple they never saw coming, the consequence they didn't calculate. They wrote your story like a tragedy, but forgot one thing. You were the author all along. You see, they played games with you thinking they were clever, but this isn't chess anymore. This is demolition. And your every move now, it's not strategy. It's payback dressed as poetry. Still breathing, still watching. Good. That means you're still in it. That means something inside you, something wild, something untamable, is nodding along with every word. And if you're nodding, you've already changed. You're not looking for a win anymore. You're looking for the lesson. Not for them, for you. You don't want their apology. You want to watch the illusion burn. You want the ashes to remember your name. They said you'd never make it out, that you'd drown in doubt. But now, you stand at the edge, soaked in everything they tried to bury you with. And you smile, because you didn't drown. You learned to breathe underwater. Let them talk. Let them pretend. Let them post their filtered lies while your truth echoes like thunder in an empty room. And hey, just in case they're listening now, tell them this. You should have buried me deeper. Because now, you don't even blink when it burns. You laugh. You dance. And you build your empire with the bones of every time they said you couldn't. They started the story, but you're writing the ending, and you're doing it with blood in your grin and fire in your footsteps. They thought you were chasing them, but the truth, they were just in your way. You didn't come to follow rules. You came to erase them, rewrite them, break the pen, and let the ink drip like vengeance. You're not here to prove anything. You already did. in silence, in sweat, and every night you stayed awake while they laughed in their sleep. They laughed because they thought you were done. They didn't know you were loading. Every insult was a bullet, every betrayal, a magazine. And now you're fully loaded with nothing left to lose. You don't care if they like it. You don't care if they clap. Because the mission was never applause. It was always destruction. And now, you're doing it beautifully. Oh, and if they're still watching, good. Let them see how a villain is really born. Not in the fire, but by becoming it. You gave them chances. You gave them grace. You gave them everything they didn't deserve. And when they crossed the line, you didn't step back. You drew another line. In flames. They thought you'd cry. Instead, you laughed. A twisted, perfect laugh. The kind that rattles bones and makes angels turn away. You are not the storm they prepared for. You are the ending they never saw coming. And now, look around. No chains. No fear. Just you. Standing in the wreckage like a god they mocked. Until thunder answered. You didn't want revenge. You became it. And listen, if you've made it this far into my voice, into this chaos, then maybe you're not like them. Maybe you're the one who remembers everything they forgot. The promises, the betrayals, the lies behind the smiles. So, let me remind you, this world doesn't bow to the soft. It feeds on them. But you're not food. You're the knife. So smile, not because it's over. Smile, because it just began. They told you to fade away, to disappear, to be the shadow. They could forget, but you didn't just stay in the shadows. You became them. And shadows, they don't vanish. They grow, they spread, and they consume everything in their path. You didn't come here for validation. You didn't come for forgiveness. You didn't even come for the fight. You came to rewrite the rules, to make your own, to make them fear what happens when someone with nothing to lose becomes everything they never wanted. The thing is, they thought they broke you, thought you were weak, thought you'd crumble. But what they didn't realize, you were never made of what they were. You were made of everything they feared. And now, as they watch the ruins of their empire fall, all they have left is the taste of their own doubt. Because it wasn't the war that killed them. It was the fact that they never saw the true enemy standing right in front of them. You became the mirror they couldn't break, the monster they couldn't escape, the force they couldn't control. So let them stare, let them tremble, because while they're trapped in the wreckage of their own making, you're already stepping forward, watching it all burn. You're not the one running from the flames. You are the flames. And when the last of their towers turn to ash, when the dust settles and the world stares at the wreckage, they'll only see one thing. You, the one who wasn't broken, the one who didn't beg, the one who burned it all to the ground and built an empire on the bones of their mistakes. So, here's the final truth. They started the game. They thought they could play it. But you're the one who flipped the board. And now it's your turn to decide who lives and who dies. You were never meant to fit in. You were born to burn the whole damn world down.